The cooking show edition. Da da da! Yeah, well, here we go. 8 whole episodes of Meghan Markle prancing about, pretending to be the next Martha Stewart, but landing somewhere closer to your pal who's just discovered Pinterest and won't shut up about it. With Love, Meghan is our latest attempt at keeping the world interested, but honestly, it's less gripping telly and more like watching somebody get lost in her own Instagram aesthetic. In the first episode alone, our Meghan is a busy bee, whipping up some bath salts, arranging flowers, harvesting honey, obviously, making pasta, crudités and candles, frosting a cake and brewing up some kind of mystical potion for our pal Martin's allergies. But despite all this effort, the whole thing has the same energy as her wardrobe, immaculately put together and absolute devoid of any real personality. At one point she gleefully chirps, "Let's get some honey," about 50 times, as if she's just invented puns. Then there's a moment where she frosts a cake and reaches for a deep metaphor about how it's what's inside that counts. Groundbreaking stuff, truly. And don't get me started on the edible flowers. Honestly, by episode 4 I was half expecting her to slap them on a pot of beans and call it haute cuisine. Each episode follows a formula. Meghan invites a pal to marvel at her domestic goddess routine, but the timeline's a mess. First we see her prepping everything, then we jump forward to the present where she explains what we just saw, then back again so the guests can fawn over her efforts like they've just been served ambrosia by the gods themselves. Some play along more convincingly though. Mindy Kaling, for example, receives a jar of Meghan's posh preserves and declares it one of the most glamorous moments of my life. Hen, it's a jam! And here's the kicker, this isn't even filmed in Meghan's actual house. No. This whole peek into my world is staged in some hired fancy house. So it's not just that we're watching Meghan pretend to be a lifestyle guru. We're watching her pretend to be a lifestyle guru in a house that isn't hers. Even one of her pals gazing out at the scenic view jokes, "This all feels fake." Aye son, do I need to say more? The show's real struggle is that Meghan seems desperate to make everything meaningful with a capital M. But when the deepest insight you can offer is that a jar of chili oil doesn't really need a label because, brace yourself, you see the chilies in it. It might be time to rethink the script. And when she hears dumplings are shaped like gold ingots, she gasps, "I love hearing the meaningful stories behind things." Meghan, it's a dumpling, calm down. See, the thing is, Martha Stewart is a stone cold legend in the homemaking world because she knew everything and made it look effortless. Ina Garten, the absolute queen, makes you feel like you could have a laugh while knocking back a cheeky wee glass of wine while your souffle's collapsing. But Meghan is so desperate to impress that she forgets to actually be fun. She bakes donuts for Roy Choi and panics that she needs to wow him with her tidiness as well. Hen, he's here for the food, not to inspect your countertops. The grand finale has her throwing a brunch party to celebrate her pals for supporting her brand. But of course, this is all leading up to selling us something. Legendary chef Alice Water pops in to help cook, but wisely scarpers before the frittata's even on the table. And then there's H. Prince Harry finally making an appearance, raising a toast. "To you," he shouts, because really, who else would this be all about? At the end of the day, With Love, Meghan is a love letter to Meghan Markle, signed, sealed and delivered by Meghan Markle herself. If you fancy watching someone slap edible flowers on everything while fishing for compliments, this might be your thing. But if you're looking for real warmth, real fun, or even just a real home, you might want to look elsewhere. I hear Pamela Anderson's got a cooking show coming out.